Let me start off with a personal story here. When I began my fitness journey, okay, when I was 16 years old, couldn't fit in a triple XL shirt, okay, I just wanted to get in shape, okay, I wanted to slim down, I wanted to put on so much muscle, it didn't even much matter to me if I had to walk sideways through a door. As you started to get older and started to realize that carrying that much, even if it's just lean muscle mass, is not even physically possible for some people. Some people just don't put on muscle like that. And again, even if it is just lean muscle mass like that, or if it's fat, it's still incredibly taxing on your joints. Okay, it's just impractical from the food standpoint, and then just from a living standpoint. Okay, I moved probably a little bit more realistically into my 20s, mid 20s ish, and then just going forward now, I just want to maintain a athletic frame, okay, have a good cut, okay, low body fat percentage, and then just overall be healthy for as long as humanly possible. I think that's probably the more reasonable endeavor to engage in, but that's just me at this point. If you're out there wanting to bulk up, by all means, God bless, God bless. Somebody's got to, right? Because you can kind of see it there. That's a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay, right on stage during one of the opening scenes of Pumping Iron, which I think is still free on YouTube if anybody wants to watch that. Highly recommend it, even though it's kind of proto-reality television because it's kind of assisted documentary, but whatever, it's a great watch and all of that stuff. All of Arnold's most famous quotes that don't come from Terminator come from Pumping Iron, right? Being a bodybuilder or searching for mass comes with a bunch of headaches on top of that. I don't recommend against it if you want to, take on just bodybuilding in a specific field or anything like that. Heck, I've coached people in that area as well throughout my time as a personal trainer. It's just difficult to do appropriately because, yeah, you put on a bunch of additional mass if you're not properly bulking correctly, and then that also comes with a bunch of other unintended side effects. Kind of like high blood pressure, okay? You don't really want that, okay? Especially if you're just throwing stuff in your gullet with little care, okay? I'm just, like I said before, I'm more concerned with athletic, more malleable physique, flexible physique, okay? Healthy physique, a Zeke physique. No, I'm just kidding. I just don't want to hurt, and I just want to stay alive as long as possible. And run pretty fast, and I'm always just going to be naturally strong anyway, so that's all I really care about, okay? I don't give a crap if I can pick up a car or not, okay? I don't need to be Franco Columbo just moving something to parallel park it. That's fine, okay? I'll never hit that, okay? And most bodybuilders, by the way, aren't that terribly strong. And if you take a look at the strong men that are out there that are throwing kegs full of cement 55 feet in the air, they're big boys, okay? And you never see an old strong man, and if you do, they've significantly slimmed down for very good reason, because it's tough. It's very tough to carry around that much mass, and like I said, I can only speak from being like a big fat bastard from 16 and under, and even still, I have to pay the price with just being at the size that I was during my formative years. I gotta pay special attention. That's why I'm gonna stretch quite a bit. That's why I engage in yoga, okay? Just because I want to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible. And I'd like to share with you this article right here. Try this stretch to relieve pain and lower blood pressure. Sounds great. So, okay, when it comes to this exercise, most people think of aerobic exercise and resistance training. Oh, just when it comes to exercise in general. But they might forget the importance of stretching. Stretching not only makes the body more flexible and joints smoother, but it can also lower blood pressure, relieve pain, and bring many other benefits. Read on to learn about the well-established benefits of stretching. I'll just go ahead and break the ice on this one. This is the stretch that they're referring to when it comes to lowering blood pressure. Thank you for including a diagram or something, because that one would be tough to try to properly illustrate here in just my confines with the camera where it's at and all that stuff. But hope everybody has a chair or at least a waist high ledge that they can use in order to engage in that stretch. But let's go over some of the benefits of stretching. Okay, reducing joint degeneration, making joints healthier. Joint discomfort and arthritis are most directly related to poor flexibility. In the past, people thought that arthritis was caused by weight and pressure on joints, including the knee and hip joints. However, inflammation on the joints of the fingers, wrists, and shoulders is most likely related to a lack of mobility and loss of flexibility. In particular, many people become less active as they get older, making the joints less mobile and causing pressure on the cartilage when they move. Therefore, stretching and improving flexibility can keep a good range of mobility for their joints so that they do not squeeze the cartilage when moving, when reducing wear and tear on the joints, and makes them healthier, making the fasciae smooth and preventing myofascial pains. Fasciae is the casing over the muscles inside your body. There you go. Many people have shoulder and neck pain and lower back pain, mostly attributed to poor posture from people, but we've talked about that ad nauseum. According to Sheng, I guess he's one of the contributing authors, fascial fibrosis and fascial densification can both cause the fascia from being less flexible and cause pain. Fascial fibrosis, the thickening of the fascia, increases due to fibrosis, making it less flexible and difficult to stretch. Oh, the fascia is the individual muscle tissue, by the way. I'm thinking of the sheath previously. Okay, so fascial densification, the space between the layers of the fascia is opened by the degeneration X, make some noise, and vicious macromolecular hydrolonic acid. That's interesting. Under normal circumstances, the hydrolonic acid between the layers of fascia should be small molecule HLA. There you go, which is full of water. However, when a person is constantly sedentary, the HLA, which originally resembles a lotion, will instead have a chewing gum texture and become stuffed between the layers of the fascia, causing soreness. Interesting. So when you stretch, you make it more viscous and less solidified. Cool. Calming the body and the mind and lowering blood pressure. Yeah, no, of course. We've talked about meditation quite a bit. Do we really need to go back over this? But anyways, here's a little bit of it. In addition, static stretching also has the physiological effects of lowering blood pressure and heart rate and improving peripheral circulation. Reducing pain. There are a large number of sensory receptors within the fascia. People with poor flexibility usually have inelastic and unhealthy fasciae, which indirectly leads to greater sensitivity and pain signals. People with a stiff body are more likely to feel chronic pain signals than people with normal flexibility. So if you work on your flexibility, less pain. Stretching is a natural painkiller. I think we just went over that. So what about proper stretches for good posture? That's what this looks like. Right angle full body stretching prevents hunchback and relieves shoulder and neck pain. Poor flexibility is not only detrimental to the health of joints and fasciae, but it can also cause a poor sense of balance and an older appearance. Yeah, no, exactly. Who looks more youthful? Somebody who's like this or somebody who looks like this? I'll let you decide on that one. Therefore, if you want to be healthy and age-defying, stretching is necessary. However, according to Cheng, it is not necessarily that the more flexible your body is, the better. If your body is overly soft and without strong muscle strength to stabilize the joints, there will also be back pain and other problems. Therefore, on average, people only need to do simple stretching so that their joints can perform normal activities. Yeah, no, exactly. Unless you're under a specific routine, okay? Unless you're being advised to participate in such, your stretching routine doesn't need to take hours. It just merely needs to take minutes. All right, so let's analyze this stretch that was recommended. When people do stretching exercises, it's recommended for them to be in a relaxed mood. Small stretches to large stretches. It's good enough for our limbs to feel slightly tense during the stretching process, and we can stop before reaching a level of pain. We can also combine stretching with a deep breathing, slowly inhaling and exhaling. And exhaling time can be a little longer. Yeah, no, exactly. You could just work on box breathing as well, okay, for an inhale, hold, exhale, hold strategy like that, and repeat as necessary for as long as you like. Can induce a relaxation response. Cheng recommended a right angle full body stretching exercise. Okay to us. Although the movements are simple, the exercise has two major benefits: preventing a hunched back and relieving the shoulders and neck pain and other problems caused by kyphosis. poor denigration of the posture, I do believe. When doing this exercise, the shoulder blades will be pressed, making the back flat. This is a very comprehensive way to stretch the fascia from the soles of the feet, calves, thighs, hips, back, and scapulae, your shoulder blades. So hold the wall, the edge of a table, or the back of a chair, as you can see in slide number 1. Slowly walk backwards with the upper body leaning forward to your hips bend at a 90-degree angle. When you reach the limit of your movement, stay in this position for 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah, when you start to feel the stretches, okay, on your thighs as well. That makes sense. During the process, keep breathing deeply and imagining gently holding your hips as you extend backwards. Yep, keep walking until you're right there bending at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so that puts all the stress on the additional places that might normally be rounded. So I understand there. Gently take a deep breath, then take a large step backwards with a round back, and preparing to gradually return to the original position. Yeah, well, just keeping your balance by holding onto a chair ledge or a wall, something like that. And then finally return to the starting position, and then repeat as long and as many times as you'd like. Normally, you do types of stretching routines like this in increments of 5 sets, okay, for a specific amount of time. But again, seems like a fair enough stretch right there. It just, hey, focuses, just make sure that you aren't standing with locked knees or anything like that, and then make sure that your feet are hip width apart, that you have a little bit of a bend to your knee, because the only time that I see a bend in this guy's knees are when he's at the back, which is fine. But then also just standing all lock-kneed and kind of pelvis forward, chest out, and I would say in the first panel there, he might be over-exaggerating because he would be just trying to put on the whole I'm in pain right now. And then at the end, it's a little bit more natural of a posture, except with the lock knees and all that stuff. But that's what you're kind of aiming for. You just want a little soft bend to your knee. Okay, so yeah, nice little healthy full body stretch diagram you have here, walking it through with how to perform said stretch, and then just a nice little overview as to why stretching is so healthy. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.